North Korea. The very name sends shivers down the spine. It is a land shrouded in mystery, a place where whispers travel on the wind and shadows hold their breath. Imagine a life where your every move is watched, your every word scrutinized, where the government dictates not just your actions but your thoughts. This is the chilling reality for millions trapped within the borders of the world's most isolated nation. The weight of fear hangs heavy in the air. Citizens dare not speak ill of the regime, not even within the confines of their own homes. Walls have ears, they say, and in North Korea, this is not just a figure of speech. The omnipresent surveillance state ensures that Big Brother is always watching, listening, waiting for the slightest slip-up. To understand the present, we must delve into the past. North Korea's history is intricately woven with the Kim dynasty, a family whose iron grip on power has spanned over 7 decades. Kim Il-sung, the eternal president, founded the nation on a foundation of communist ideology and unquestioning obedience. His legacy of oppression was passed down to his son, Kim Jong-il, who further isolated the country and tightened the regime's control. Today, Kim Jong-un, the third generation of this dynasty, continues his forefathers' brutal reign. He governs with an iron fist, crushing dissent and perpetuating a cult of personality that borders on the surreal. The Kim family has successfully crafted a narrative of themselves as divine protectors, manipulating the populace into believing they are the sole guardians against a hostile outside world. In North Korea, freedom is a foreign concept, a luxury reserved for the elite few. For the vast majority, life is a carefully orchestrated performance, devoid of autonomy and individual choice. Citizens are virtual prisoners in their own country, their movements restricted, their options limited. Traveling abroad is a distant dream. Even moving within the country requires special permission, rarely granted and often laced with suspicion. The internet, that vast repository of information and connection, is virtually non-existent. Only a select few, trusted members of the regime have access to the World Wide Web. For the rest, information is strictly controlled, filtered through the lens of state-run media. This carefully curated reality ensures that citizens remain ignorant of the outside world and the true extent of their own oppression. Propaganda is the lifeblood of the North Korean regime, seeping into every crevice of daily existence. From the moment citizens open their eyes to the moment they close them, they are bombarded with messages designed to glorify the Kim dynasty and demonize the West. State-controlled media, ubiquitous loudspeakers, and mandatory political meetings all serve as conduits for the regime's carefully crafted narrative. Children, in particular, are targeted with relentless indoctrination. From kindergarten onwards, they are taught to revere the Kim family as gods and to view America and its allies as evil aggressors. This systematic brainwashing, instilled from such a young age, makes it incredibly difficult for North Koreans to develop critical thinking skills or to question the information they are fed. Section 5. The price of truth, defiance and its consequences. In a land where silence is expected and obedience is demanded, raising your voice against the regime is an act of unimaginable bravery. But despite the risks, acts of defiance do occur. Whispers of dissent do escape the watchful eyes and ears of the state. Possessing a forbidden book, listening to a foreign radio broadcast, or speaking ill of the leadership can have dire consequences. The North Korean Gulag system, a chilling network of prison camps, stands as a stark reminder of the price of disobedience. Tens of thousands of men, women and children languish within these camps, subjected to unimaginable cruelty and forced labor. Many are imprisoned for political crimes, their only transgression a stray thought or a whispered doubt. Section 6. The Unblinking Eye. Surveillance in the Hermit Kingdom. In North Korea, privacy is a myth. The government's grip on its citizens extends far beyond the physical realm, reaching into the very thoughts and feelings they hold dear. An intricate web of surveillance permeates every aspect of daily life, leaving no room for dissent or individuality. Neighbors are encouraged to inform on neighbors, children on their parents, Technology, too, plays a key role in maintaining control. Cell phones are monitored, internet access is restricted, and sophisticated facial recognition software is used to track individuals' movements. This constant scrutiny creates an atmosphere of paranoia and mistrust, where even the slightest misstep can have devastating consequences. Section 7. A nation isolated sanctions and international relations. North Korea's isolation on the world stage is both self-imposed and a consequence of its own actions. The regime's pursuit of nuclear weapons and its blatant disregard for human rights have led to crippling international sanctions. These sanctions, while aimed at the ruling elite, have had a devastating impact on the lives of ordinary citizens. The flow of essential goods and humanitarian aid is severely restricted, exacerbating an already dire economic situation. Malnutrition is rampant, healthcare is rudimentary at best, and access to basic necessities is a daily struggle for many. The regime, however, continues to prioritize its military ambitions above the needs of its people, perpetuating a cycle of poverty and suffering. Section 8. Glimmers of hope. Stories of courage and resistance. Despite the suffocating grip of the regime, hope persists. Stories of courage and resistance emerge from the shadows, whispered tales of individuals who dare to dream of a different future. Defectors, risking their lives to escape the clutches of the dictatorship, provide a harrowing glimpse into the realities of life inside North Korea while offering a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Underground networks operating at great risk work tirelessly to smuggle in forbidden information and media, exposing North Koreans to the world beyond their borders. These acts of defiance, however small they may seem, chip away at the regime's facade of absolute control, planting the seeds for a future where freedom might one day flourish. Section 9. The moral imperative. Our role in amplifying their voices. We in the free world cannot afford to remain silent. It is our moral imperative to amplify the voices of the North Korean people, to shine a light on their plight and to hold the regime accountable for its crimes. By raising awareness, supporting human rights organizations working on the ground, and pressuring our own governments to prioritize human rights in their dealings with North Korea, we can make a difference. Every story of escape, every whisper of dissent, every act of defiance is a victory against tyranny. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of corners, the human spirit yearns for freedom. We must never forget the millions trapped within North Korea's borders and never cease in our efforts to bring about a brighter future for them. Section 10. Towards a brighter dawn, a future free from fear. The road to freedom will be long and arduous, but history has taught us that even the most oppressive regimes eventually crumble. The seeds of change have been sown, and while they may be slow to germinate, they hold the promise of a brighter future. A future where the people of North Korea can finally breathe free, where they can speak their minds without fear, and where their children can inherit a legacy of hope, not oppression. The international community must remain united in its condemnation of the regime's human rights abuses and its pursuit of nuclear weapons. We must continue to support the brave individuals and organizations working tirelessly to bring about change from within. And most importantly, we must never lose sight of the human faces behind the headlines, the millions who yearn for a day when the shadows recede and the land of whispers welcomes the dawn of freedom.